Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you are staying safe and healthy. So today we're doing another DIY challenge from EmeraldBarkley. I decided to do this one because I do like the artwork she produced, especially this one. It had the skulls and the birds in it. So with my concept and what I want to do with this one is obviously the 3 skulls but in like different positions, and adding a background, flowers eventually, and adding 2 birds that I sketched out in one of the previous videos of sketching of the birds called lilac rollerbreast birds. I want to use them specifically for the colours in that. So I did a bunch of concept sketches trying to see which colours arrange and stuff like that, and seeing which one is best. So far I was sketching further ahead a little bit, trying to see the composition and see if everything looks okay for me to proceed with colouring afterwards and not. Just to see if I like the overall shape and if it fits to the entire page, basically, and then erase and clean it up and trying to draw the birds, and I did. And then do jump over when everything is all nicely sketched out. So I began colouring the skulls. At first I did think about having, in the first couple of concept sketch, I did for maybe grey scaling the skulls, and then the birds would be coloured and all of that malarkey. But then I thought it would be a cool idea to make the skulls pretty much like the same colours from the birds. And I used one of the apps called Handy Reference to play around with the lighting with 3 colour lightings of the colours of the birds, like simple 3 colours, and messed around with the lighting to see which one comes out the best. And I colour in those colours, blending and stuff like that with oil pastels, and I try to scratch things out with a feather. And then I did find the scratching tool that I used to use when you use to scratch and follow the lines and stuff like that. So luckily there was that tool, but I don't know where the bloody handle went, so I used that tool to scratch things out, make things lighter and stuff. And there's a rotation. That was a bit irritating, but yeah. And then obviously blending out with my finger as well. Oil pastels did get a little messy, and I was thinking to myself, maybe I'll do this digitally, maybe I'll do colour pencils or markers or whatever, but I wanted to use oil pastels because it's been a while and I do like the texture of them, basically. Another rotating, a bit of an editing mistake, but I could just go back and do it, but me being slightly lazy, but at least hopefully the video is good enough. And just remembering, I did swatch the blues and the pinks just to see if this works, and just constantly blending with my finger, or just blending with the colours of the oil pastels as well. Make sure the shadows are alright, and like the dark blues, mid blues, and some pinks that are in there. It is a bit of a nightmare when I caught on the other colour and it's already blending into the other colour, but I have to get used to it anyway. I don't use oil pastels very often, but I would like to try and use them more often in the future, because I do like different textures, and that was so quick of me just trying to show my messy ass hands. But yeah. And then on to the 3rd skull, and pretty much colouring in basically, and also use the white oil pastel as well to blend, and making things lighter as well, and just colouring in the shadows, mid-tones, and the lighter shades of the skulls. The skulls did pretty good, to be fair. I was pretty happy with the skulls so far, and using the tool I used to scratch and do lighter details or whatever was a very cool idea, and it did help the piece a lot, to be fair. and more scratching and try to do. It does actually help out the detail as well when I use the scratching tool as well. And a bit of a mess there, and I tried blending with brushes I had lying around. It didn't really do that much, to be honest. So I tried to do that and just trying to figure out different tools. And I start colouring the background with yellow ochres and stuff, just to have a nice contrast between the skulls and the background. And the same thing, using the darkest brown and then blending it to like ochres and blending with my finger, or just trying to blend with just the oil pastels as well. This kind of stuff does get really messy, but I love trying out different materials that I have laying around and just trying them out. And I did start getting one of the earbuds to blend some stuff out as well, which was actually pretty useful as well. Less messy thing with the earbud, but at the same time I did still use my finger to blend, which is a bit more efficient sometimes, and the earbud did help blend as well. It's going to be a bit of a messy process, but I had fun using the oil pastels, and I pretty much went all the way around, just trying to give more definition with the darkest and all that. And to the flowers, I decided I want them red, but the inspiration for these flowers was like a blackish flower, but also had like tints of red, and there was these leaves, but I wanted to change the look of the flowers and give like a white dot in the middle of them, and just make them have like darkish reds petals. I'm colouring in, blending them out, and then using the scratching tool to make it look like petals. It just gives a really nice detail for these flowers, and pretty much done all around. The earbuds make them look, they blend out, but it kind of looks feathered out, like blurred out, which is pretty cool. And then using the scratching tool to add like a sort of low-key highlights and just scratching out and just like kind of like scratching the details, and it's actually a pretty cool effect for the piece. And I wanted to add flowers around it than just a skull on birds, so I thought it would be a cool idea to add some flowers. And I did closely try to colour carefully and not make sure I'm never bloody rotating. I was trying to make sure that I do record horizontally, but when I copy on video, they're actually in the wrong way, so sometimes I have to do this. Sometimes in my previous video I managed to get them right, but in this one I just it just rotates anyway, but which is fine. I mean, I've only done it a few times. Hopefully I'm just a new person trying to make videos and just having fun at least, and I'm stupid anyway, so it doesn't matter. And kept colouring the flowers in on all of them, make sure the correct shading and so on, and I using the black and different reds and just blending and using the scratch tool and colouring the last flower, and did a little cleanup for the background and another rotation. Right, this is the part I was scared of the most, which was colouring the birds. I could have do something underneath, like colour pencils or maybe markers or whatever, because I was a little skeptical of how the birds end up looking. I mean, there's nothing I could do, but and I ended up colouring two birds, and this is a bit of me just trying to add shadows in and cleaning up some places. So yeah, the birds look kind of questionable compared to everything else, but overall I think it looked okay, because at the end of the day I did use oil pastels and I wanted to use them, so but I enjoy the textures and doing oil pastels now again, and plus it's been a while since I actually used oil pastels, and yeah, just give it a quick cleanup. And then lastly, in the original she had like continuous drawing of the birds, like squiggles and stuff, so I kind of want to do that around the flowers just to give add a little bit for the background and add a little element to it as well. And yeah, this is pretty much done, and there's me signing, and thank you all so much for watching, and why not give it a like, comment and subscribe. Stay safe and stay creative. Okay, goodbye!